I always had that mindset of if they can do it, I can too. Not because of an ego thing, but just like, hey, they're the same. They have the same knowledge. They're the same as me. They bleed the same.
Right. Yeah.
If they can do it, I can do it as well. So one time someone asked me what's my superpower. I said faith.
Yeah.
I always know that if I do right, and God's got my back.
Right.
If I hustle hard, God's got my back. If I do right by people, even though it's gonna burn me or it's not gonna be beneficial for me, God's got my back. So.
Yeah.
They first hit me at like $120 a spot. I got my $40 spot, exactly the schedule they told me, 100 spots a month. I was paying $4,000 just for 93.7. I was like, let me just try it out with them. Dude, I was getting leads left and right.
What does that equal to a month, more or less, like gross?
333,000.
300.
Our goal is 1 million a quarter.
1 million a quarter.
Yeah.
Okay. So
split up 1 million a quarter between 3 months. That's 333. So our goal is 335 to be exact, to be honest.
335.
335 a month, and we're a local brand, so we just have that local house buyer. So we're only marketing Houston.
Welcome to another episode of Pick Up the Phone podcast. I am your host. I'm Josue Llanas, the founder of GetsYou.ai. I have the first emotionally intelligent voice AI for real estate investors. It's not artificial intelligence, it's emotional intelligence. Today's guest is Sean Zavary. Sean Zavary is a godly man, a husband, a father, a businessman, front row dad. You've had Greenlight Offer for 10 years. So, dude, round of applause for that, man. That's a huge undertaking. 4 million projected this year.
Yep.
Nice. And you are, I think I've heard your ad here, but you're dominating radio ads in Houston. You're spending $28,000 a month. So I think everyone at home is probably going to want to hear a little bit about that and how it all kind of flows together. So thank you for being here, bro.
Absolutely, man. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
Absolutely. So always like to start these podcasts by, hearing a little bit about your story, kind of getting to know you, what made you who you are, and what got you here today.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So come from a very business family background. My family owns a company called Exclusive Furniture.
Yeah.
I've been in business since 98. So I've always been around business in my entire life.
Yeah.
I've always been around family-oriented business. We're the type of family that no one eats dinner until everybody's here.
Yeah.
We're eating on the dinner table, right? My dad really just pinned that to the point. Like, we're not eating until everybody's here. So come from a very loving family. So I've been blessed to be able to, being raised by them.
Yeah.
So I started working with my family's company back in 2009, but I've always been that kid who's like just always, looking for ways to make money, or just I've never been great at school. Just wanted to, find ways that entertain me. And everything that entertained me was just business, right? Business, sales. That it gives me that high whenever I'm able to sell someone something, that thrill.
Yeah.
So I was working with my family from like 2009 until 2016.
Okay.
And it was great. It was a great run, but I was graduating college in 2016. I graduated from University of Houston. And, when it came around like 2015, 2016, I was like, man, I can't see myself selling furniture for the rest of my life. I just didn't like the retail industry.
Yeah.
So I ran into real estate in 2016 from a guy named Nick Ruiz.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you heard him, but he had
Flip.
He had a book called Flip, and so I ran into him on Instagram and started talking about wholesaling houses. I was like, oh man, this seems legit. It seems like something right up my alley. I've been doing this basically all my life. I've been selling shoes, selling candy, selling clothes, whatever like that. So I can do something like this. It's just a wholesale model.
Yeah.
So I was like, but this is a bigger asset. We're moving houses instead of shoes.
Yeah.
So got into it in 2016, May of 2016, started, putting out bandit signs, got introduced to Sean Zavary, and literally just started wholesaling houses from then. And that was in 2016. And 2017, it
Harvey.
was, yeah. And then 2017, it was just me and she was my girlfriend at the time, but now she's my wife. We were just basically just me and her. We did about like 60 homes in 2017, and then just started hiring a team from there, and the rest is history, man.
Wow. So 60 homes your first year?
Yep. 60 homes the first year.
Yeah. would you credit a lot of that success to Harvey being like just so much opportunity in Houston at the
Yeah,
time?
there was a lot of opportunity, but like some, there was just so much opportunity where it was like, you know, there was a lot of opportunities, but we had to figure out, because a lot of people say they found success in Harvey,
Hmm.
um, which we did too, but it was just the market was just so saturated.
Hmm.
So it was easy to find buyers, but the sellers, like there wasn't much equity, there wasn't really much. There was like a lot more repairs on the property, so it was just harder to move those homes that got flooded.
Hmm.
But I would say Harvey did help us, but I would say the main thing that really helped us was joining masterminds, being around individuals that are already doing at a high level,
Yeah.
and I was able to kind of just learn from them, copy and paste, and kind of put our own little twist into it. But I've been
Hmm.
a mastermind since 2017.
Since 2017.
Yeah, so
Nice.
I would put my more of my accomplishment based off the masterminds.
Yeah. 2017. So when did you first join your first mastermind?
I went to a Sean Terry's event, October of 2016.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Flip to Freedom.
Okay.
And actually, I got sold then. Actually, matter of fact, yeah. So
You joined right
I
away?
joined right away.
Yeah.
So I actually joined at the end of 2016. Now I'm thinking about it. End of 2016, and then 2017 we were masterminds the whole year.
Yeah. Man, I would agree with that. I think in my journey, a lot of the times where I've had a lot of breakthroughs have come through being in close proximity with people doing things at a higher level,
Yeah.
and just like seeing the lack of limitations that some other people don't have,
Yeah.
and knowing that that is possible for you too.
Yeah.
It just opens your eyes immediately, bro.
Absolutely, man.
You
You get
know?
inspired.
Yeah.
And I always had that mindset of if they can do it, I can too. Not because of an ego thing, but just like, hey, they're the same. They have
Yeah.
the same knowledge. They're the same as me. They bleed the same,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
If they can do it, I can do it as
Yeah.
well. So when I actually bought that Nick Ruiz's course,
Hmm.
I was watching the testimonials, then I was watching the courses, like the modules he had
Yeah.
on there. I wasn't really like I was paying attention to them here and there, but I was every single day. I swear to you, every single day I'd watch the testimonials that he had on there, and just like be inspired. I'm like, I can do it too. I can do it too. I'm
Really.
a super believer of manifestation and
Yeah.
kind of believe it to achieve it.
Hmm.
Secret law of success, that type of stuff. I'm always been very in tune with that,
Yeah.
and I think that's kind of what really helped me as well. That first year of knowing that, like, hey, if they can do it, I can as well.
Yeah. Secret Law of Success. Well, I've never heard of that one.
Secrets, that book, Secrets.
Okay.
That's what I meant.
Okay. Is it called The Secret?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. I've read
Yeah.
that one. Great book.
Yeah.
That's a great book. Man, that's awesome, dude. So, are you originally from Houston? Were you born here?
Yeah. Born and raised.
Nice. Okay. So right away, like family, it's in business. You have a business mindset, and so that kind of cultivated this kind of feeling of like, I know that I'm going to be in business for myself, right?
Yeah. I
Okay.
knew I was gonna be in business since I was in high school.
Yeah, of course. And so 2016 you started Greenlight Offer. 2017 you do 60 deals. Let's talk about those early years and like developing a team, right? You
Mhm.
mentioned that you have like a high retention rate, which, dude, if for anyone that's watching this, I think real estate is one of the hardest industries to have a high retention rate. For the most part, a lot of acquisition agents just come and go. A lot of people want to come in, learn your system, learn your processes, and then get out and do it on their own. They think it's easy doing it by themselves.
Mhm.
Um, so what has been your secret to success to keeping people long term?
Yeah. But don't get me wrong, I had those challenges as well in the beginning. I mean, I had since we started in 2017, started building a team.
Yeah.
At one point from 2017, I started building a team, building acquisition reps. There was at one point in 2018 where the acquisition agents that I had and I had one dispo agent. So the acquisition agents and dispo agents were actually doing things on the side from our leads that they were getting from our system.
Oh, they were stealing leads.
Yeah, they're stealing leads, and
Damn.
kind of they started their own little company as well. And I didn't find out about it until they quit. They
Wow.
quit, and I'm like, wow, why did they quit? What was going on? Everything was great, but it wasn't. And I started getting notifications, and someone who actually quit told me about what was happening in the inside. I confronted them and they were like, yeah, that's what we're doing. We actually started our own company already. Wow, you guys were doing this all behind my back. I had no idea.
Wow.
So I had these challenges as well.
Yeah.
I've gone through a bunch of acquisition reps, bunch of TCs, but I was really blessed with an executive assistant who's been with me since 2017. So it's going on 9 years now. But I really started finding my foundational people when I really started learning about leadership, right?
Yeah.
Leadership and how to lead people. Because if you ask me if I was a great leader from 2017 to 2020, I would say absolutely not. And there's a lot of work that I still need to do for leadership, but I didn't know how to lead people. I didn't know how to talk to people and for them to reciprocate it and to be able to perform at a higher level. I've come from the furniture background where my brother, his name is Sam, but
Yeah.
he goes by Sammy the Bull because he's a bull. He still is, but he's a little older now, so he's kind of calmed down.
Yeah.
But it was like straight at you, like you did something wrong. I'm coming in your face and I'm letting you know what you did wrong and yelling at you in front of everybody else. So not that I wanted to pick that up, but I was just around that so much for 9 years working with my family's company. I'm like, well, they were successful. They did it. So I can try to do it at some type of level as well. So I would, talk to people disrespectfully and, expect them to do something rather than me kind of showing them what to do and, lead them in a calm, diligent, proper, professional way. I was kind of more of I was trying to become that bull as well, right?
Yeah.
Subconsciously.
Right.
Not that I wanted to, but it was just something that was kind of in me.
Yeah.
So
it's like what you don't know, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, you grow up around that, and you think that that's the right way to do it because it's what you've seen.
Yeah.
So then you end up being in the situation.
Yeah.
And,
so I never pointed the fingers at those people that left because when you point at someone, there's three fingers pointing back at you.
right.
So I always pointed the finger at myself, like, what did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? And I knew what I did wrong was I didn't lead them the right way. I didn't give them proper structure. I didn't give them proper clarity. So I started really learning leadership in 2021, 2022, and that's where I feel like I got my core group of people because, like I was mentioning to you, two out of three of my acquisition reps have been with me for 5 years. The other acquisition reps have been with me for 2.5 years. My dispos have been with me for 3+ years. My TC, she was with me for about 5.5 years, but we went our separate ways just due to life. And so I had a pretty good retention rate with a lot of these people was because I learned leadership and I learned how to talk to them. But most importantly, I learned not to always be understood, but to understand. Right. So that was a really big mindset of when I got introduced to that quote as in don't always try to be understood. Understand first.
Right.
And so that didn't only help me out by building a team, but help me out by talking to sellers, talking to buyers, just communication in general.
Yeah, absolutely. What have been some tools or resources that you came across that have been the most impactful in teaching you what you know about leadership today?
Podcast. I'm not much of a book reader.
Yeah.
It's more of Audible.
Yeah. I
can't really read a book for some reason. I try to read a book. I mean, I can read a book, but 60% of the times I'm probably gonna fall asleep.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna fall asleep. And so I'm always just the listener.
Right.
So even to this day, I mean, for the past 10 years,
Mm-hmm.
I listen to podcasts on a daily basis.
Yeah.
I feed myself with knowledge, but not only that, I feed it, I put action in place, right?
Yeah.
So I would say it's podcasts, masterminds. I'm still in masterminds to this day. I still have coaches. I have 2 coaches currently. Always just that personal development, personal growth that has helped me. And obviously, one of our biggest core values in our company is faith. So, one time someone asked me, what's my superpower? And I said, faith.
Yeah.
I always know that if I do right, and God's got my back.
Right.
If I hustle hard, God's got my back. If I do right by people, even though it's gonna burn me or it's not gonna be beneficial for me, God's got my back. So I know that. So that's faith. I would say faith first and foremost, and then just personal development, coaches, mentorships.
Yeah.
Masterminds.
And a lot of the things that you're mentioning too, Sean, goes to show the culture that you're building in your company.
Yep.
Right. I think that's another thing that I've had to learn about leading people is having the right culture is extremely important for retention, not even for retention, but also to inspire people, right? I feel like the more that I pour into my culture, the more that the people are willing to do whatever it takes to get the job done, right? What has your experience been with building your culture in your company?
culture is how you do things, right? How we do things around here.
Mhm.
So if you do things that are, you know, what can I say? If you do things that like shortcutting people, or if you're like, you not leading with integrity, or like not having loyalty, or not working hard, then it's like they're gonna watch you, because they're
Yeah.
always watching you. Your team is always watching you. As much as you don't think that, hey, I can do this, I'm my own boss, no one's really watching me, they're watching you.
Mhm.
So you lead by example. So my culture has always been, how I do things is how they're gonna do things.
Yeah.
So if I'm, not working or not responding to text messages or Slack messages or emails, they're not gonna respond as well, because I mean, they're gonna just see their leader not responding, so they're like, hey, we're just not gonna respond as well. Or like, um, you know, talking to sellers, taking every seller through the mat. That's how we talk about in the acquisition. We take every seller to the mat, no matter if whatever lead that comes in, they're aggressive. If they don't have much equity, we always try to provide as much value as we can, and take them to the mat. So it's just that structure that we have
Mhm.
is just the standards, right?
Yeah.
Standards is kind of what we reciprocate, and it's just the daily communications, the weekly communications that we have with our team is kind of what helped us build that culture. But I think most importantly, it's how is their leader acting, and that's how they're gonna act. And
Mm.
how is their leader, what kind of people is the leader bringing in, and that those are the type of people they're gonna attract, right?
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm a godly man, faith driven. I always talk about God. Majority of my team is godly, it's faith driven.
Yeah.
So it's just the type of person you are is the type of people that you're gonna attract.
Right. That's incredible. What does it mean to take a seller to the mat?
That's a great question. Taking the seller to the mat is basically being able to provide as many solutions as possible to them, no matter if they're like I was mentioning, like if it's a hostile seller, it's aggressive seller, it's someone that you can, um, you know, easy sell, like lay me down. Someone's like, hey, just buy my house for 30K. It's like, I want to be able to take you to the mat by taking you through my whole process, is what I
Mhm.
mean by, I'm gonna go ahead and start with I'm gonna make you my friend. I'm gonna set the expectations. I'm gonna tell you what we do, our benefits. I'm gonna ask you what's going on with you. I'm not gonna just, you want 30K, all right, I'll give you 30K, sign the contract. It's like, why do you want 30K? What's the reason that you want to sell the house? Oh, you want to sell the house because of this? Oh, okay. Let me tell you our solution. This is our solution, and this is how we can help you. And this is our company's benefits. So it's like letting every seller know what we do, but first finding out from them why do they need our help? What is the reason that they want to sell? How can we be a solution provider to them? And then giving them offer, not just going straight to it like, oh, you want an offer? Okay, I'll give you an offer. It's take them through the whole process is what I mean by take them to the mat.
Got it.
Like for example, like UFC fighters, I'm gonna make you tap out either by getting the contract signed,
Yeah.
or I'm gonna let you know like, hey, this is my best option. Now this, it's up to you to figure that out, but I'm gonna take you to them. I'm not gonna just stop at halfway through the process because you're being aggressive or you're just an easy lay me down. Like I want to basically take you through the whole process.
Right. No, that makes sense. And I'm sure that kind of came over time of learning what works and learning how to actually teach someone the process of taking someone through a sales process, right? How long did it take you to refine your training? Because that, for me, one of the most, I think, challenging things in business is learning how to take the information that's in your head
Yeah,
and put it into the head of someone that you're teaching,
100%.
right? What has been the biggest, I guess, thing that you've learned on how to do that?
You nailed it. You nailed it in the head, man. I've always been that person that I felt like I haven't had to learn sales. It's always been in me. Like I've
Yeah.
always I know how to sell, but to teach it, it's hard.
It's hard, bro.
It's hard,
It's
and
tough.
I've always had that challenge. I still have that challenge. For me to tell you right now that I don't have that challenge, it's a challenge. But that's where you bring in people that are better than you.
Right.
So right now I have a sales director. We joke around all the time that like who's the better closer, but he is smarter than me for sure. He reads better. He reads more. He's better spoken. He can teach someone better than me. Um, so that I feel like it's kind of been what kind of took us, and he just joined us a year and a half ago. But that's what really took us to another level of like training every week, because when it was me training from 2016 to 2023, 2024, there was trainings, but it wasn't as structured. It was like, hey, what do you guys want to learn? Or let's do role plays, or let's do call recordings. But it wasn't like the actual structure of like these sales programs. And that's what he's been able to develop for our internal team, is like these sales programs, and to teach them, and to, to be more hands-on with them. So I would say that's kind of what's helped us. But before that, what's really helped is me learning, and then me teaching them as much as I can. But it's always been something that's been difficult, because I'm like, I already kind of know this now. I'm learning it, but I already kind of know it. But me to translate it, it's always been a challenge. So I'm not gonna stand here and tell you, like, or sit here and tell you, like, yeah, man, dude, I perfected. I just found someone who's better than me on teaching. And who can communicate way better than me as well. And that's kind of been our solution.
Yeah, and I think you said something really important there. I think that you found someone that is smarter than you, better at the exact task that you're hiring them to do, because while you may be a better closer, maybe you're not the better trainer.
Yeah.
And his role is to be a trainer.
Right.
And so if he's better spoken than you, if he's a better trainer than you, then it makes sense that you find someone that's going to be the best person in that specific role in your company.
Absolutely.
So I think that's the lesson to take away here, right? Is find someone that's better than you in the position that you're looking to replace in your company, and then let them go and do it.
And then also, when you find that person, letting go, right? Letting them run it.
Yeah.
Even though, like, hey, man, I would have done it that way. It's let them fail forward.
Yeah.
Right. So there's so many times where I'm like, well, me and him, thankfully, we're pretty much aligned. He's going to be my CEO eventually. But we're pretty much aligned. But there's not a lot of times where I disagree with him. But even the times that I do disagree with him, I'm not saying it at all in front of the team. I'll probably tell him one-on-one. But I'm letting him take the reins and move forward. And this is your department. This is your thing. You go ahead and move forward. Yeah. Instead of me always coming in and butting in. And then I don't really give him that ownership. Giving the people that you put in place the ownership, like same thing with my acquisition team, same thing with my disposition team, same thing with my executive assistant. You have ownership for your roles and responsibilities. And once they have ownership, people feel some type of way where you're like, I own this. I got it. All right.
Yeah.
I don't have to put money in, and I own this.
It empowers them to
empowering them, exactly,
be able to own their role, right?
Yeah.
And then they feel a sense of pride and ownership,
rather than someone being on top of them all the time, like, why'd you do it this way and not that way? Why'd you do it this way and not that way? Let them learn.
Yeah.
And then when you have those one-on-ones or those then you can kind of critique them.
Yeah, absolutely. Man, let's shift gears here a little bit, and let's talk a little bit about your marketing. But before we do, we're going to go ahead and take a quick commercial break to hear from our sponsors. If you're a nationwide real estate investor, you need to go check out GetHardMoney.com. GetHardMoney.com is the number one place to find local hard money lenders. You can connect with them directly. You can request term sheets. You can chat, all in one single place. The coolest thing that I think about GetHardMoney.com is that you have free tools built in, AI comping, you have a flip profit calculator, cash to close calculator. What's really cool about it also is that it's 100% free. You don't have to go and buy anything. You can sign up, you can use all the tools that they have. They have tools added there all the time. No cost ever. So if you're investing and you need lender connections, this site works nationwide. If you need deal analysis, this thing is a no-brainer. There's no cost to sign up. It's just free value, free connections to any real estate lender out there. So go sign up, gethardmoney.com. All right, and we are back, Sean. So, dude, 4 million in revenue that you guys are on track for this year. What does that equal to a month, more or less, like gross?
333,000.
300.
Our goal is 1 million a quarter.
1 million a quarter. Yeah. Okay.
So split up 1 million a quarter between 3 months. That's 333. So our goal is 335 to be exact. To be honest.
335.
335 a month, and we're a local brand. So we just have that local house buyer. So we're only marketing Houston. We do some. I mean, there's some deals that come. Like for example, last week we actually closed a deal or wholesaled a deal in Louisiana. Mm-hmm. There might be some Longstreet, Texas, or Guy, Texas, like some small towns in Texas that they hear about us, but we're not actively marketing in those other cities or other places. We're just marketing in Houston. So it's all Houston, $4 million a year,
Yeah.
335 a month. Got a team of 16 people.
16 people?
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Damn. I didn't know it was that big, bro.
Yeah, we close about 20 wholesale deals a month.
20?
20.
Closed.
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 Yeah, we put under contract about 35, but there's
Right.
that fallout ratio.
Right.
Our fallout ratio is we're trying to keep it under 40%. So we're at 35% fallout ratio due to like title issues, sellers defaulting, or just locked it up too high and they're not going for a price drop.
Yeah. I mean, it happens in wholesaling companies. So it's
Yeah.
completely normal. What does your team consist of? What are the 16 people?
Yeah, so we'll start off with the marketing team. It's just me and Michelle in the marketing. Michelle's my executive assistant. Then we go to acquisition. We got 3 closers and 3 junior acquisitions. So 6 in the acquisition department, 3 dispos, and 1 dispo assistant. So 4 in the dispo. So 6 in acquisition, 4 in dispo. That's 10. Me and Michelle, that's 12. And then we have 2 TCs, 14. We have Chris, who's the sales director.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have 15 people. We're actually looking for 1 acquisition. We had 4 acquisitions, but we're looking for 1. We have 15 people.
That's a lot of people. It's a lot of people to manage.
Yeah.
So it takes a lot of culture, a lot of weekly meetings.
Oh, actually, sorry. We have 16 with the CRM, AI development compliance guys. We just hired a developer, in-house developer, to help us with like our CRM and AI tools and stuff like that.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
So that's 16.
16 people. Big team, bro.
Yeah.
That's amazing. We'll have to talk about that AI later for sure. What is the when it comes to radio ads, that's not something that's very common for a lot of wholesaling companies.
Yeah.
So how did you get into that, and what was kind of like the defining moment where you realized, all right, this is different. This got to be my marketing source, and I'm gonna go all in.
Yeah, that's a great question. So in 2019, I had an acquisition guy. His name was Cody, and he used to listen to podcasts just like me, and he listened to the Wholesaling Inc. podcast with Tom Crow and them.
Yeah.
And they were talking about a radio course,
Mm-hmm.
Radio marketing course. So he told me about it because like I said, I come from the furniture background, and we're heavy on exclusive furniture is heavy on marketing with TV and radio. So I used to be in those commercials as well back in the days when I was a young kid. I used to be in the TV commercials and the radio commercials. So I'm like, dude, it just rang a bell. I'm like, of course radio would work. I mean, who listens to radio? A lot of elderly people, middle to low income. Like they're not listening to Sirius XM, right? They're listening to the radio.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that's our target audience. You build that credibility factor, right? That celebrity factor. Because my brother with Exclusive Furniture built that celebrity factor, like the brand, the face. I'm like, it all just started clicking. I'm like, well, let me go ahead and get on this course. And that course obviously sold me even more. So I was like, all right, cool.
When was that?
That was 2019, end of 2019.
2019, okay.
So I got that course like fourth quarter of 2019.
Yeah.
And I started, our first radio station was 93.7, The Beat, with iHeart in like January or February of 2017. Because there was a certain type of method that you have to, get these radio stations for. Because, usually they're selling at a high, like that's why the barrier of entry is so low.
Yeah.
Because everybody thinks that radio is super expensive, which it is. They're going to hit you at like $100, $150 a spot. But, we're a wholesaling company. We're not going to try to buy a retail. We don't want to buy a wholesale. So there was a certain type of method that I learned in the radio course, and I just implemented that method, right? Because one thing about me is whenever someone told me to do ABC, I'm doing ABC. I'm not doing A, B, D, E, F. I'm just doing exactly what you told me. I'm going to do it that way. And that's what I did with the radio. And I got 93.7 at $40 a spot. They first hit me at like $120 a spot. I got my $40 spot, exactly the schedule they told me, 100 spots a month. I was paying $4,000 just for 93.7. I was like, let me just try it out with them. Dude, I was getting leads left and right. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. People were calling. And I'm like, all right. So like I told you, I became like a little crack addict on radio stations. I just started adding them and just started adding them. At one point I had 9 radio stations.
Yeah.
And we always, and so that was in 2020, right before COVID.
Right.
And we've been with radio since for about 6.5 years now.
Wow. So right away you got results whenever you started.
Right away I got results, yeah. So, right away I got not that I got contracts is and closings results, but I got calls. I got people who are calling, and I'm like, that's what I want. I want people. I want the attention, right?
Right.
Attention is currency. So people started calling. People started like, what's your process? I've never. What do you guys do? You know, this and this and that. So I was like, I'm having conversations. So once we started getting closed deals, they started adding radio stations.
Yeah. What was your what was like, how long did it take you to kind of refine that process of knowing what to say to get the best kind of leads from radio?
I knew exactly. They sent me a script, and in the radio course, they gave you a script, a 60-second script, two scripts. They told me exactly what to say. I said it verbatim, but I have a pretty good like I'm not monotone when I did the radio. Like my tonality would change and things like that. So I caught attention, and then I also started adding my little slogan in the back, like "Woo!" It's Sean with Greenlight Offer. So it caught attention. So I would say "Woo" in the beginning and "Woo" at the end, and that what's really caught people. Right, it caught people's attention with the "woo," Ric Flair. That's what kind of where I got it from. So like I said, I don't invent anything. I just reinvent the reel. So anyways, I don't reinvent the wheel. I just find people who are doing it in a successful way. But anyways, they told me exactly what to say. 60 seconds, and the radio sales rep would look at me like, "Are you sure you want to do 60 seconds, dude? That's like people don't do 60 seconds anymore. It's 30 seconds. People's attention is so short. You need to say your message in 30 seconds." I'm like, "Well, this course told me 60, so I'm gonna do 60."
Yeah.
So they said, "You sure?" I'm like, "I'm 100% sure." Even to this day, people say, "Are you sure you want to do 60?" I'm like, "Dude, it's not a broken system. It's been working for the past 6 years. So I'm gonna go ahead and do 60. We do 60 seconds, and it touches everybody. Touches the divorce, the foreclosure, the behind in payments, the tenant won't pay me the rent houses, the vacant houses, the inherited houses, and it hits all those different motivating factors. So when someone hears like, "Oh yeah, that's me. I'm dealing with that."
Oh wow.
And then as time went on, we still do 60, but we do like third-party stories. Like, "Hey, it's Lisa." And so Lisa will come in and say, "Yeah, Sean and his company, I was going through a divorce, and they helped me, be able to, pay off the mortgage and, caught me up on payments, and I was able to put some cash in my pocket." So like those third-party stories have really helped us as well. So, people love to hear what other, like the testimonials, right? So we've kind of incorporated testimonials in our radio ads as well. And then the key for your audience is like always switching it up, because there's marketing fatigue is a real thing, right? So if someone hears the same radio station, same radio ad, for 3-4 months in a row, they're going to check you out. They're going to zone you out. Right? Because like, for example, it's that same billboard that you see every, day driving on 59, you just check out now because you're like, I know that billboard says, I know who it is. I'm just, your eyes just don't catch that attention, or your ears. So we always just change it up. We always keep it refreshed. So that's one key that we do, and just kind of have third-party stories and having that catchy tone and making sure like I'm saying something to catch my, like something to, like, my tenant won't even pay me the rent house. Like my voice kind of changes up and down. So it's kind of catching attention. Like, who is this guy?
Yeah. That's hilarious. I love that.
Yeah.
Based on when you started to where you're at now, have you changed now any sort of the process that you learned from that course?
Yeah, just this is script a little bit, like I said, with the third-party stories.
Yeah.
The script didn't tell me to, the course didn't tell me to change up the ads every 3-4 months, but it's just us learning.
Yeah.
And then, but other than that, the negotiation is the same. The way that they helped you negotiate the radio stations was the biggest key, the biggest takeaway I took from it, because I'm not paying $100 a spot. Like there was some mutual friends of ours that they were also doing radio.
Yeah.
But when I asked them how much they were paying like $100 a spot. I'm like, dude, that's expensive. They go, yeah, but they didn't have that course.
So they didn't have the right resource.
They didn't have the sauce, man.
They didn't have the sauce. Yeah, absolutely. Find the resource that is going to get you ahead, right? Because now you're paying 1/4 of their, 1/40 of their cost.
Yeah.
And so now you can spend like 2.5 more than they can.
Yeah.
To get the same.
And the longevity too.
Yeah.
They're not doing radio anymore. Why? Because they can't afford it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it makes sense at some point, right?
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
It doesn't, because it's even with what I'm paying right now, $40 to $50 a spot, it's still kind of expensive. $5,000 for one radio station.
Yeah.
I got to make sure I get some deals from that.
Yeah, absolutely. What is are you able to share what the secret sauce was to be able to negotiate that, or do you prefer not to?
Sure. So just to put it in a glimpse, radio stations need to fill in their spots, right? So they need to fill in their spots regardless. And if once a spot is better than no spots. So it's just you just hit them with, your benefits. Like, hey, this is my 60-second ad. I'm more of a set it and forget it. I forgot what the word is called. It starts with a P, but it's basically like you can move me around. Like I'm not gonna be like July 4th special. I need all my spots to be in there. Like, cause there's retailers that come on July 4th, Memorial Day. Those little sales that they have. They need to fill in those spots during that time. But me, you can move me around. I just need 100 spots throughout the month. So you can move me around. Just give me 100, and I'm more of a set it and forget it. I'll just come to you every quarter and just change up the spot. But other than that, just play me.
Yeah.
And more of a set it and forget it, and just that persistence of follow up. It's just like I know you need this. I know you're gonna need it eventually because you can't just go without no spots.
Right.
So they just need to fill in their spots. So once they say, hey, yeah, we can get you for that $40 spot. I'm like, I put me for a year contract. They put me for a year contract. I can cancel that contract anytime, but they can't cancel me anytime.
Oh yeah.
so it's basically just I'm locked in for that rate.
Yeah.
So the only way I'm gonna go ahead and get that $40 a spot if you lock me in for the year.
Right.
And then now I'm just a set it and forget it and move me around, and that's kind of like in a little glimpse.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. And I'm sure like you've probably learned how to refine that now over time and kind of getting it better. Yeah. And I'm sure it helps that you have experience and that knowledge and or more than anything that you have a track record.
The track record, exactly, because now the radio stations are coming to me and like, hey, I hear you on 93.7 or I hear you on 97.9.
Yeah.
Do you want to give us a shot as well? I'm like, well, I'm only paying $30 to $40 a spot over there. So if you can do 30 to 40, that's the only way I'll come. Oh no, we can't do it. Yeah. And then there's just a follow up game, right? Hey, I'm ready whenever you are. Ready whenever you are. Lock me in for a year. And that kind of perks their ears, like, lock you in for a year? Okay, I can lock you in for 100 spots a year.
Yeah,
it's better, right? Because I'm not a seasonal guy.
Right.
We're not a seasonal company. I want it all year round.
Right.
You can play me as much as you want at the end of the month or in the middle of the month. I just need 100 spots a month. So it's just the benefit of them being like, well, that's for sure money right there. Yeah. He's not gonna come in July and then in August when there's no sale. He's gonna come back in September for Labor Day sale, and he's gonna leave in October, then come back in November for Black Friday, and then come back in January for New Year's special. It's just like I'm throughout the whole year.
Yeah, I didn't realize, like, I was thinking in my head, like, you probably want to get like at the beginning of the day or at the end of the day, but it's also
I do have those requirements too, though. So it's 7 a.m. to 8 p.m.
7 a.m. to
7 a.m. to 8 p.m.
Okay, got it.
That's a requirement that we have for that. So don't pay me. I mean, you can give me midnight for free. So sometimes they do add bonuses for the midnight because, again, they have to fill in those spots. Have you ever heard a radio station like, well, let's go ahead and go to commercial, and there's no commercial?
No.
There's always a commercial because they need to fill in the spots.
Yeah.
So if no one else is filling the spot, they're going to get with anybody who's going to pay them whatever to fill in that spot. And I'll pay you, and they're going to get with me because I'm paying them $40. But, hey, I got you locked in for a year now.
Yeah. At like those midnight spots, is there ever do they ever come to you and say, hey, do you want those spots? Yeah. And maybe for like $10 a spot or something?
Absolutely.
And is a spot 30 seconds or
60?
Okay, so
60 seconds.
Okay, so
no negotiation on that.
Yeah. So whenever they say a spot, they don't care if it's 30 seconds or 60 seconds.
They care, but we're telling them we're only doing 60-second spots. So there's even 15-second spots. There's 5 seconds as well called blinkers. We do a little bit of 5 seconds where, like, if you're in traffic, like, hey, this is sponsored by Greenlight Offer, we buy houses, woo, and it's like a 5 seconds. We do a little bit of that. We didn't see great results from it, and they just kind of traffic goes to our website.
Yeah.
And then we catch them whenever they go to our website. But it's really the 60 seconds. Yeah. That they hear that we kind of is our bread and butter. We have never tried 30 seconds, to be honest.
Never tried 30.
I've never tried. So even as many sales rep have told me, just try the 30-second. We'll give it to you for the same price, or we'll give it to you for a little cheaper. I'm like, I'm sticking to the script.
Yeah.
I'm sticking to the script at 60. It's not
been working. Yeah.
It's not broken. Why fix it?
Why fix it? Yeah. Because I think in those 60 seconds, you're able to really fill in all of the different pain points that are the main motivating factors for why someone would need to sell the property at a discount. Right.
And recently, like I said, we started doing those testimonials, third-party stories. So it's like the seller is giving their 35-second spot of how we help them, and then I come in that last 20 seconds like, hey, this is how we can help you as well.
Yeah.
And then with the woo Greenlight and the numbers and everything, and then my website that I gotta give, the number I gotta say like 4 times.
Yeah.
You know, so it takes some time.
Yeah, absolutely. $28,000 a month in radio ads, and then you said that a lot of it now is coming also from SEO. But you're saying that kind of feeds into kind of like the same sort of marketing, brand awareness, where people hear you on the radio and then they're like, oh, man, what was that guy? Woo!
Yeah.
They probably go and search for you. You should probably add that to your website, right? Like the woo.
Yeah.
So they'll go to Google, search you up, and then the lead comes in through either PPC or SEO.
Yeah.
But it still came originally from the radio.
Yeah.
Right.
And I like to add this. Before I was the radio king of Houston, I was the bandit sign king of Houston as well. I don't know if you remember Sean buys houses, Sean pays cash. You remember those signs?
Holy cow. That takes me back.
From 2016 to 2019, before we got into radio, we were just doing bandit signs. At one point, we were doing 400 bandit signs a week. I had 3 guys going around town of Houston just putting bandit signs, painting the city with
red.
Greenlight. You know, it wasn't Greenlight at that time. It was Sean buys houses, Sean pays cash, any condition.
Yeah.
There's the blue and red signs that we had. So I've always been the guerrilla marketer, you know, and I don't stop marketing. Like, it's like for your audience, I spend $65,000 a month on marketing.
Right now,
currently, $65,000 a month.
65,000. Yeah, so I was gonna.
Scared money don't make money, baby.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, in order to bring in 335,000 a month.
Yeah, you gotta spend money.
You got to spend a lot of money, brother. Mm-hmm. So 65,000. So 28,000 goes to radio. What are the other 30,000 go to?
Direct mail, SEO, PPC, Facebook retargeting, and then cold calling.
Okay, nice. A little bit of everything.
Mainly inbounds, but we still, pick up the phone. I mean, cold calling has never died, and I don't think it ever will.
I don't think it ever will.
So even though it's like a lead, we got swift through a bunch of leads. It's the conversion rate is low. They still convert.
Yeah. Yeah.
They still convert. So we never stopped cold calling since 2016. But radio, direct mail, SEO, and PPC and Facebook retargeting has been our inbounds.
Yeah, dude, that's a lot.
Yeah,
that's a lot. What else, like, are you because you're on track for 4 million at your scale? How do you decide what to budget things in the revenue that you're going to be receiving? So you're allocating a certain amount for marketing, certain amount for salaries, right?
Operations, payroll,
yeah.
Right.
What else do you feel like it's important to allocate resources, a budget for something in your company?
Okay. So about a couple years ago, we got connected with, like I said, I'm always in coaches and mentorship. So I got connected with Sharper.
Okay.
Right. So it's like in the beginning of the year, we plan it out exactly how much we're going to be spending throughout the year and how much we want to make, and divide that by the net margins, because we want to make 35% net margins. We want a healthy business. We don't want anything under 25%. So anything over 25% and anything over 25%, we're pretty good on. But I want to be at the 35% margin. So we look at, like you said, the main thing for a wholesaling business is the marketing, right? That's one of the main cost expenses.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got payroll.
Mm-hmm.
That goes payroll and commissions. Then you have operations, all those subscriptions and everything like that to kind of have that going. Lead sources, data management, things like that. CRMs. I would say something that we also allocate to is like legal, right? Legal. We have 2 attorneys on retainer that helps us through like dirty title situations, or situations if we get a lawsuit on for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
Mentorship.
Yeah. You spend a lot on mentorships also?
Yeah, I will say about like 6,000-7,000.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just invested $12,000 last week.
On what?
Closers.io. So basically it's a recruitment / training.
Mm-hmm.
So they train my current team to get them from B players to A players,
mm-hmm.
but then they also recruit for me A players and then bring them in and then train them as well. Have you heard of Cole Gordon?
No.
He's a sales coach. So yeah, so it's like that type of stuff I'm investing in. I just also my Chris, my second in command, the guy that just sales director.
Yeah, yeah.
I paid for his mastermind, COO Alliance. So he's part of a COO Alliance group from Cameron Herald. That was 6K.
Yeah.
For the year. So I'm always, not only am I focusing on my personal development, but I want my team to be in personal development as well, because I can't grow leaders if I'm not, if they're
Pouring.
not, if that we're not pouring onto them.
Yeah.
So it's mentorship, guidance. That's something that we also allocate to, that a lot of people kind of don't do that.
Yeah.
But we allocate to, because I'm a big believer in this, so I want my team to be a big believer. Like I was mentioning in the beginning of the podcast, lead by example.
Mhm.
If I'm doing all this stuff, I want them to do it too.
Yeah.
I want them to grow at the same pace. We're investing a lot into our team members as well.
Nice.
So that's another place.
Yeah, I can definitely see how, it's very based on like the revenue, even like a lot of it can go right back into the business.
Yeah.
There's so many opportunities to reinvest into people or resources or tools, masterminds, legal. I mean,
Yeah,
it's a lot.
yeah,
It can
for
be
sure.
a lot for sure. I want to ask you a question, man.
Yeah.
This is something that I we spoke right before we started filming. I think it's a fabulous idea to do that, like little the thing that you do with your radio. Woo!
Little catchy slogan.
Catchy slogan. I would like to ask you here, and have it even recorded here. And, if we can come up with something like a good brand slogan for my voice AI.
What is it called again?
It's called getsyou.ai,
Mhm.
right? And if you can help me come up with something here, I would love to use it now in all of my social media. And I think it'd be fucking perfect, dude.
No, I think it would be perfect, because, like I said, there's AI is the new trend, right? So
Yeah.
a lot of people are getting themselves educated into it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of companies that are building resources to be able to provide to clients.
Yeah.
But how can you stand out from those companies?
Right.
It's not only your product, but it's also like how they can remember you and how they can feel when they remember you.
Right.
Like, are they gonna be like, oh, that annoying piece of shit, or is it
Yeah.
gonna be like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
the smile.
Right.
So, you're putting me on the spot of thinking of a slogan for you. But
It doesn't have to be like
get you, or something like gotcha.
Gotcha. That could be like a negative sentiment too,
Yeah,
right?
that could be.
Yeah.
I've heard of someone doing that. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Um,
So basically, and I'll tell you a little bit about it, right? So initially, the reason why I named it Gets You is because a lot of voice providers, a lot of voice artificial intelligence are all monotonic.
Yeah.
Like they're speaking and they're reading a script basically. No sort of kind of tonality inclination in the voices. It's always just kind of consistent. It's kind of boring. It's kind of robotic. And at first when I heard it, even Go High Level has their own voice AI, and they even, like I just saw yesterday, they incorporated some new technologies in there. One of the most popular ones is 11 Labs, Cartesia, all these other things. And dude, they all sound so robotic and monotonic. And so I'm like, dude, this is not going to be the future here. Like, how are we going to get to the point where eventually, which I think, in, I don't know how long it'll take, but I think eventually voice would be even be able to talk to a seller, negotiate with them, send them a contract. And I think voice AI will be able to eventually get there.
Yeah.
But it's not going to get there if the person is not feeling heard and understood.
Right.
And so what incorporates someone to, or what drives someone to feel like they're being heard and understood? What they need to feel, like that kind of humanistic kind of touch. And I think that comes a lot of tonality, right? And the way that we express ourselves. And so when I came across a technology that has the ability to match the person's emotions or match the person's tonality, because it reads the inclinations of someone's voice. And so, like, I'll give you a perfect example. A cop, whenever a cop calls someone, hey, get on the floor, it's a downward inclination, right? And so that can be tracked in AI, right? Like that downward inclination. Or whenever someone's happy, hey, right? It's an upward inclination.
Yeah.
So if you track those inclination in voices, then you can now you have a baseline for emotions, right? And so the technology that I'm using tracks 48 different emotions based on tonality inclinations.
Oh, well.
And so now if it tracks all 48 emotions, then the AI can match the person's voice or match the tonality based on their tonality.
Mm-hmm.
And so now it has that more human approach now. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. I
Yeah.
think that's perfect. It's a genius.
It's fucking brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
And so now now we have this ability for someone to feel heard and understood.
Mm-hmm.
And so whenever I came across it, dude, I was laying in bed one night and I was next to my fiance and I was laying down and I was like, I couldn't sleep. I couldn't sleep, bro. And like, it just like pulled me out of head. And you talk a lot about, manifestation, the law of attraction. It was like something was pulling me, bro. Like something was pulling me. I got up, I got on my computer and I started like blah, blah, blah. And I bought the domain at 2 a.m, like on a random Monday or Tuesday. I don't remember what it was.
Oh, wow.
At 2 a.m, I bought the domain, and I'm like, I started looking at emotional AI, blah, blah, blah. I couldn't find anything like it. And I'm like, that sounds kind of cheesy, like
Yeah.
that's not going to catch on. So I want something like understood AI. And so it came across and I found it. Getsyou.ai. It's the AI, voice AI that makes you feel heard and understood. So it gets you.
Yeah.
So now I
So
gave you the full.
Yeah, so AI that understands you rather than being understood. Yeah. Good. I mean, I like that because that's different. I haven't encountered a company that would basically is going based off of that model.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Exactly. So now you understand kind of like the brand and how it came about. Now,
how long ago was that?
So I've been working with like voice AI for, a lot of like probably like mid last year.
Okay.
But when I came into the domain, I bought the domain on January 30th of this year.
Okay.
Yeah, so literally 4 months ago.
Yeah.
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 I think it's
I'm gonna circle back around and let you know. I feel like a catchy slogan would be best for you to differentiate yourself from the others.
Yeah.
Competition, but it's also the matching the tonality. That's something I've never like heard of another company doing.
There's no one doing it out there.
Yeah.
0 people. That's another thing that whenever I was, because I've been like deep into AI. I have an electrical engineering background, so I mean I understand a little bit about computers, and I mean electrical engineering was like transistors, bro, at the transistor level, like how zeros and ones, how machines are actually switching switches, zeros and ones to have like a computer and how it operates. But whenever I came across it, January 30th, I bought the domain and I went all in, dude. I knew that this is. I searched a lot. Like I went on Perplexity, Manus, Gemini, Claude, OpenAI, and I asked each one, "Is there a voice AI that has emotion detection out there for the masses?" Nothing was found. So I'm like, this is it.
Run with it.
We're running. Anyway. Yeah, you can get back to me and we can talk a little bit more about it later, but I'd love to hear it. And it'll be cool to have it documented here. And dude, I'd love to give you credit. I love giving credit where credit is due. I think if you have 6-7 years of doing marketing and your family has all this experience, I'd love to get your input on coming up with like a brand slogan or like a little catchy something to say.
Yeah. I
think that'd be awesome, dude. So we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
But let's kind of shift gears here now. Sean, I'm really looking forward to hearing the slogan here whenever you get a chance. I'd love to hear it, bro. Let's wrap it up here, bro. You, what is your plan for 2027?
So our plan for 2027,
yeah,
to keep growing the wholesaling business that we have, right? By the next 4 years, so by 2030, we want to be a $10 million company.
Wow.
But then the way we're gonna get with that is we're also opening a brokerage. Greenlight Realty is gonna be our brokerage. Greenlight Realty is gonna be built, and also we have Greenlight Capital. Greenlight Capital is a commercial spectrum of our company. It's a commercial arm, so we're gonna be buying commercial assets, as in light industrial, warehouses, self-storage facilities, and retail strip centers. Those are our 3 asset classes that we're focusing on at Greenlight Capital. So by 2027. Our goal for 2026 is to buy 2 commercial assets in 2026, and then 2027 we're going to double that by buying 4 and having a more of a a team behind the Greenlight Capital, because right now it's only me and follow up like a lead manager that we have.
Yeah.
And I'm the one who's doing the underwriting. So hopefully by 2027, we will have a full-fledged team behind Greenlight Capital, and Greenlight Realty is going to be up and running, and we're going to be dominating the brokerage industry as well.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's going to take probably a lot of people, huh? Are you looking to hire people?
Yeah, we're looking to hire people.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Salespeople,
Who are you looking?
admins, but most importantly, salespeople, A rock star salespeople.
Nice.
That's what we're looking to hire.
So for anyone that's watching this, maybe they've thought about getting into real estate, and then, maybe a rock star's listening to you. Can you tell us a little bit about what specifically you're looking for in an A-team player for you?
Looking for someone who has a strong work ethic, someone
Mm-hmm.
who's coachable, someone who is who believes in training,
Yeah.
right, weekly, because the only way you get better at your craft is by training.
Yeah.
Right. Athletes don't just show up to the game; they practice more than they play.
Right.
So someone who is again, strong work ethic, someone who's coachable, someone who believes in training, and someone who wants to grow with the company. One of our core values is growth. So we're looking for someone who's always looking to grow within the company, because the company is growing. Like I was mentioning to you, since 2016, every year we have been growing. Every single year, we've never had a down year compared to the year before that. By the
Yeah.
grace of God, so we're always been growing. So looking for A+ rock star talent, people who are strong work ethic, coachable, who wants to join a winning team, right? Because we've been winning for the past 10 years, and we're gonna keep winning for the next 10 years.
Yeah. Love that, bro.
Absolutely.
Amazing. And then of course, like you're doing a lot of deals, right?
Yep.
Do you ever work with wholesalers at all?
Yeah, absolutely. We're
Yeah.
with wholesalers all the time, agents,
Okay.
wholesalers, agents, lenders.
Yeah.
We're the source. We're direct to seller, right? So we're
Yeah.
direct to seller. We get 90 leads a week. What's that? 90 times 4 is 360. 360 a month. 360 times 3 quarters is what we get, like 1,300 leads a quarter.
Right.
So with all those leads, obviously we're not able to convert all of them into wholesale transactions or investor properties. That's why we want to open up that brokerage, that Greenlight Realty brokerage, so we can convert some of those leads into listings.
Yeah.
So we work with realtors, lenders, brokers, and most importantly, wholesalers.
Nice. Do you ever do any JV deals?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
JV.
So how do you do JV deals? Like people bring you a deal or something?
People
or?
bring me a deal, they can't move, or they want a buyer for it. We are the buyer ourselves. We have funding in place. We either buy ourselves, or we will match them up with a buyer, and then we'll just split the profits.
Nice.
And we'll teach them along the way as well. I mean, we've been doing this for 10 years, so we know exactly what to do. So we'll teach them what to expect next, how to kind of maneuver through this whole process, and also hook them up with our resources, right? Because you need resources, you need trash out companies, you need movers, you need title companies, you need relationships with lenders.
Yeah.
So we'll connect them all with that. Our goal is, be able to have that be that ecosystem for real estate. Where so if you need a lender, if you need a broker, if you need your property listed or so, we're the go-to. So Greenlight. Remember that name. Greenlight is going to be everywhere in Houston. It has already been.
I love that, bro.
Yeah.
The last question that I want to leave you with here is where do you see the market in 2026? Two questions, a two-part question. Where do you see the market being in 2026? And then where do you see the market being in 2027?
Yeah. And again, this is my opinion. I don't have a crystal ball. I just, just do the work and then have faith the results will come.
Yeah.
But I've seen some great traction in 2026. I've seen a lot more. We do a lot of we list a lot of our properties as well on the MLS. So
Yeah.
we're selling them on market and off market. A lot more showings happening. A lot more engagement with buyers, with sellers.
Yeah.
So I've seen the trend going up. Obviously, with the war and everything like that, people are getting a little bit skeptical. But I feel like things are still moving and grooving.
Yeah.
Yeah, the market's okay. The market's pretty good.
How was 2025 in terms of how would you relate 2025 to 2026? Which year was better or worse?
I would say 2026 is getting better.
Okay, so 2025 was pretty bad.
It was a little bit low traction.
Low traction.
Lower traction. Now we're getting more showings. We're getting more offers. We're getting more buyers coming to us saying they want more properties. We also do buyer meetups every quarter as well. So we're getting a lot more buyers there in play now, and they wanna move their money.
Nice.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
What about 2027?
Future looks bright.
Yeah.
Future looks bright. It
Yeah.
always looks bright, man. When you got faith, it's always bright. I know it's
Absolutely.
gonna be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2027 is gonna be better than 2026. 2028 is gonna be better than 2027,
Absolutely.
and we're gonna paint the city green, baby.
Yeah.
Greenlight offer.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Woo!
Woo! Greenlight offer, baby.
If anyone that's listening to this or watching this wants to get a hold of you, maybe they want to would love to come interview with you, or maybe they have a deal and they want to do a joint venture, how can they find out more about you, or how can they reach out to you?
They can text me at 713-382-3734. They can Sean Zavary, Sean Sean Zavary Zavary, Instagram me, direct message me there, or Sean at Greenlight Offer. You can email me. Yeah, or just pull up to our office, 3100 Timmons, Suite 445.
There you go.
We're not hard to find.
No.
We out here. We out here.
You are on Google Maps, huh?
We're on Google Maps.
All you have to do is show up.
170 plus reviews, 4.7 stars.
Woo!
Shameless plug.
I love that, man. Sean, I know you got to go, man, but thank you so much for being here.
Appreciate
I really
it,
enjoyed
man.
our time here. So
I enjoyed it too. I enjoyed the conversation. I wish we could do it longer, but I love doing podcasts, but especially with someone who asks great questions. So great job on that, man.
Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Sure.